Okay, so last week we talked about the subject of you get what you focus on. Okay, and the fact that if I tell you to think about a pink elephant, it's pretty hard not to do that, right? The things that people talk about that are around us, or the things we talk about personally, all those kind of things is what ends up in our head, and what we think about is usually what we end up doing. So those are the kind of things that happen in our lives. So let's see. Poor Brandon. Hang on a second. Okay, Brandon's still trying to find an invite. I'm not sure what's wrong. Okay, so Sean, do you remember? Tell me what last week's assignment was.
Last week's assignment. Well, there was the changing your wording, changing how you ask for things, how you talk about things, and change it from a negative
To positive.
From a negative proposal to a positive proposal.
So, perfect. How have you used that this week? Have you been able to use that with like your brothers and sisters or anything?
It's been semi-effective on my brothers and sisters.
Okay, tell us what you've tried.
Yeah, just a second.
I'm giving them telling them to do something instead of saying I want them to do what I don't want them to do, giving them a second option.
Mm-hmm. Have there been some times that's worked?
Wait, what?
Have there been some times that that's worked for you?
Sometimes.
Sometimes. Okay, talk to Porter for a minute while I help Campbell. Hang on. I'll help look for you. Brandon. Hello.
Okay.
Hey, Brandon. You've not seen it? Focus on what you want.
Oh, I've used it. Oh.
There's Brandon.
Bye. There's Brandon. Okay, Brandon, we're talking about the assignment with focusing on what we want.
Okay.
Okay. So, Porter, have you used that in your life?
I guess, like to ask for things, or like,
just changing your thinking to make sure you focus on what you want versus what you're scared of.
I guess it helps with, like, things that I'm trying to do, or like thinking about what could go right versus what could go wrong, and then it's less scary, I guess. So, yeah.
Just a specific example.
Not exactly.
Think for a minute. How's it worked for you this week, Brandon?
I guess it just makes it more realistic and maybe makes it seem easier to accomplish once I focus on it.
Good job. All right. Okay, so have you been able to use this technique at all, Campbell?
Yeah.
Tell us how you've used it.
Well, not really asking for stuff, more like when I just talk to them, I try to be more positive, I guess.
Excellent. Has that
Yeah, it's been helpful. And also like a bit less critical, I guess, as well.
well done? Awesome. Perfect. Okay, any other thoughts on that topic?
Oh, I guess.
Do you have an example for it?
Yeah. Like if my coaches are like trying to tell me what not to do in like swimming or like running or something, it's better to if they explain what to do versus what not to do, and then it's easier to focus on that thing than to focus on what not to do.
Perfect. All right. So hopefully you'll keep practicing this in the next coming weeks. It does take practice, okay? It's not something that you get perfect at overnight. I have to admit it takes a lot of practice, but it does help a lot. All righty. Okay, so one other thing I wanted to follow up with Brandon on. Brandon, you talked about that you were brainstorming some entrepreneurial ideas. How's that going?
It's hard.
It's hard? How so?
Like, I've found things that I like to do, and I've thought of business ideas.
Mm-hmm.
It's just trying to find some that would be practical.
That would be practical. Okay. Have you put up a piece of paper and just let yourself brainstorm?
Yeah.
So what kind of ideas have you come up with so far? Can we help you brainstorm at all?
Maybe not right now, but I'm just, trying to find different things.
Excellent. Okay. Well, we'll follow up again and see if you need any help brainstorming, okay?
Okay, next.
Okay, awesome. So let's get started into the lesson today. Hopefully you all printed off the materials that we have. Today we're going to talk about a couple different things. Hopefully each of you, let's see here if it is right. Let's see, last week, did you start choosing some goals? Did I ask you to choose some goals, 3 long-term and 2 short-term, or 2 long-term things you want to do in the next 4 to 6 months?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think you did.
All right, so let's go over those and see how that went. Okay. Who's comfortable with sharing 1 or 2 of those?
I think I already shared one. It was the one about how I need to stay clean for I meant like stay clean spiritually for my mission.
Perfect. Okay. So, is there any other Campbell things that you want to specifically accomplish in the next 4 to 6 months? Anything with your music or with school or with this move coming up? What kind of things would you like to do?
I think one of them was like finish school by the end of the day, like not leaving stuff out and stuff.
Okay. Finish school by end of each day.
Yeah.
Anything else?
I don't think so. No.
Okay. All right, Sean, how about you? How are your 4 to 6 month goals coming?
I've got a few lined up, Ethan. Not a good time. Sorry.
Fine. So do you mind sharing one of those with us?
Well, I've been putting together different small business ideas, especially ones that'll make money. I have a brother over there's intentionally making noise and sorry. I've actually been just before this I was working on a plan to live stream me playing certain games because people enjoy spectating and you can actually get sponsorships on that. And so,
What kind of games again?
what?
What type of games did you say?
Just stuff that people enjoy spectating. There's this roguelike. There's this roguelike one I've been into really recently, and found that a lot of people enjoy watching it. So,
Gotcha. Cool. Awesome. So you're researching that idea to see how that can be accomplished?
if I can find something I enjoy doing that I can make money off of, then.
That's a much better thing to do than something you don't like to do, isn't it?
Hmm.
Awesome. Okay, how about you, Brendan? 4 to 6 month goals.
Besides trying to start a business, maybe just saving up enough money to get a car.
Save enough money to get a car. Perfect. So what's your main reason for wanting a car?
So I can get around places.
The obvious. The duh, huh? All right. Do you have one that you have access to now?
Kind of, yeah. I drive my dad's car, but he's gonna start using that for his work car now. So.
Gotcha. Cool. Excellent. Okay. So one of the things in regards to this I'd like to talk to you about is one of the things I highly suggest people do when they have specific goals. When we've talked about consistent motivation rather, whether you read your scriptures or a book that gives you some fun ideas, consistent motivation on the thing that you like to do. Like you could find a book. I know there's a book. I don't know if I've read it or not, but it's 100 ideas or 100 businesses started with just $1,000, or there's little entrepreneurial books that you could get that might help you spark your juices for both of you that are wanting to start businesses. In Campbell, for you, where you're trying to mentally prepare for your mission, finding books that deal with that kind of thing and people who are successful at that. So that's one of the things I'd love for you to really think about. Constant motivation, that was chapter 19. Did either of you get a chance to read that?
Yeah.
Yeah, excellent. Sean, did you have a chance to read chapter 19?
No, I have not.
No. Okay, I'm going to let Porter, one of the stories in there, when you printed after listening to Higher Positive Thinking. Do you remember that story? When line 1 or line 8 and you won that heat. We listened to Higher Positive Thinking all the way to swim meet. Do you remember that? I'll embarrass Porter and tell him the story. So we were heading to a swim meet that's about 2 hours north of here, and Porter had listened to how to Power Positive Thinking all the way there. And Porter's not a sprinter at all. Like, he would rather swim the mile than 50. It's just the way he is. And so, but we knew he was faster than what he was, and so he'd been listening to this positive book all the way there. When you're put into lanes, the fastest people are put in the center lanes and the slowest people are put in the outside lanes. And he was on the very outside, which means he was ranked the slowest in the pool. And a 50 is a very short race. If it's in the winter, indoor pools, it's there and back, and that's it. So he dives in and he goes for it, and he's swimming his heart out, and he wins this race, and he beats like some kids on his team that had kind of been rivals. And he gets out, and I'm like, what just happened? I'm like, how did you just win that race? What were you thinking about before you got in? He says, I was thinking about, I'm going to kick some butt. I'm going to kick some butt. I'm going to kick some butt. And I'm like, whatever it takes. So putting those positive thoughts in your head and using those different people that have done things you want to do or something similar to what you want to do, those are ways that are really good ways to keep you motivated. Okay? So based on these 4 to 6 month goals that you have, or things that you know you have to work on now or you won't get in the long run, those are goals that you want to be reading on or looking up a blog or finding something online. There's videos on everything on YouTube. Whatever works for you, use those ways to keep you motivated and do those things, 4 to 5 times a week. Look up inspiration on those ways people do things, okay? Sound good?
Sure.
All right. So going on to time management. This is one of my favorite topics with youth your age, because you have everything that you do in your life is about your goals 90% of the time. Sometimes you might go do a service project, or sometimes you might help parents with something, but whereas mom, like, we're trying to keep everybody going with all the kids, and this is this time where you're developing you. So your time management, this is about you. But what I have learned is that when people that are your age focus on your long-term goals, you get a little more excited about time management, because you're so excited about your future that you want to put these things in place and want to make sure you make time for these things. And I absolutely believe in playing hard and working hard. This isn't scheduling it full of work so you're super accomplished on some college application. I'm talking about being balanced and having fun, because it's the only time that you're going to be this age, and at the same time working really hard so that you're set up for a really exciting future. Okay? So some of the things I want you to be thinking about, many of you have talked about different careers that you want to have. Based on those careers, and you got to realize that all the options, all the things that you're choosing to do right now, all of those things will affect you, not so much anybody else. So depending on the career you choose and the grade and how much you're studying now, whether you want to serve an LDS mission and what kind of missionary you want to be, depending on the lifestyle you want to have, how much money you want to earn, all those kind of things, all the choices you make now impact those things. And if you stay focused on your long-term goals and what you want versus keep mom happy or a teacher happy or something like that, if your focus is keeping someone off your case versus the focus beyond what you want in the long run, it's totally different. So looking at your 4 to 6 month goals and looking at your calendars, hopefully you have calendars printed off right there in front of you. This week, one of the things, and I suggest you do it today, get started on it today, but put in your calendar, the first thing you want to put in your calendar are the things that you absolutely know that can't be moved, can't be changed, and you don't want to miss. So maybe it's a family event, maybe it's something with friends, maybe it's a youth event, but something that's in there you want to do. Like Porter has a swim meet coming up, and Porter has a youth conference coming up. Those things can't be moved, can't be changed. Those are set in stone. They're planned by somebody else. We want to make sure he's at those things. Okay? So take a minute now. Look at your 2 month calendars. You got May and June. Think about those things that you absolutely want to make sure that you remember to do in the next 2 months. Okay? Could be social things, educational things, church things, could be anything. The things that are important to you. Okay, so you got a couple down?
Yeah.
Okay. Now looking at your 4 to 6 month goals and thinking about certain activities that you need to do to accomplish those. I want you to make a little short list of just to-do. Don't put it on your calendar yet. Just make a list of things that you want to do to make sure those 4 to 6 month goals are happening. Make just a short list. Okay, Now put anything else in your calendar that doesn't have any flexibility. Whether it's a specific, maybe you have classes or co-ops or something that you attend or something like that, but put those in, and then I want you to start adding in the things that you want to make sure you have time for to put in your calendar based on those 4 to 6 month goals. And then I want you to really notice the time that you have that's still flexible, where you still have time to just hang out or do things you want to, watch your favorite show, play your favorite game, whatever it may be. Okay? You have a weekly calendar and you have monthly calendars. So what you'll want to do is print off the weekly calendar, 4 or 6 of those, and start planning your days and your weeks. Okay? The really fun thing about this is when you're completely focused on what you really want to accomplish and you're just putting in time, like Brandon, you probably can have a whole week go by and know you want to have a business opportunity, but maybe not spend as much time on it as maybe you wanted to, right? Can that happen sometimes?
Yeah.
Okay, so we can go by. And if you stop and thought, you're like, oh, there was this time that I was kind of hanging out or doing something not real specific, maybe I could have spent time on it, right?
Yeah.
That happens sometimes. And everybody does that. I'm not calling you out or anything, okay? You're just totally normal. Everybody does that. But what's cool about this is how if you get deliberate about this, you're still going to play. You're still going to have time to play and hang out and do the things that, you know, make you teens and youth and that kind of thing. But at the same time, you're going to make sure you have these other opportunities that are important to you also. Okay?
Mhm.
So what I would suggest is that, let's see, today is Tuesday. So maybe look at your weekly calendar today and finish looking at how you want to continue your week. What things do you want to add in the rest of your week and make sure you spend some time doing? And then on Friday or Saturday, the best way to do your week calendar is if you do it a couple days ahead. If you do it Sunday night, have you ever looked at your calendar on Sunday night and went, oh, crumb, I have something due, you know, Monday morning, or there was something I was supposed to do for church or something for scouts, or, I mean, there's all sorts of stuff that pops up. So if you choose to plan your week starting Monday on either Friday or Saturday, you have time to kind of put in place those things that need to happen so you have a more successful, productive week. Okay? This is just a skill, but I want you to base the skill off the things you want to do most. Usually when people teach time management classes, we're talking about just the things you should do. Okay? I want you to make sure you have things you want to do and things you kind of need to and should do. But I don't want you to worry at all that I'm trying to just keep you busy. I want you to make sure you play hard and work hard in there. And that at the end of the week, either you've come up with an entrepreneurial idea, or you have more ideas on how you this what did you call it? The live streaming of watching people play that game, or that you have more ideas on what's more focused on your mission, Campbell. Okay, whatever it may be, put time in for those things and see the amazing things that come out of it. Okay, so why don't you start doing that right now? Because if time goes by, I know you'll get off the call and we get busy talking to brothers or sisters or homework or stuff. Put a couple things in your calendar. So starting today, you've got Tuesday. Look at the rest of your week and see what else. Make sure you put some of those things in there for your 4 to 6 month goals, and that you actually make time to work on those this week. Okay, everybody got a couple things in their calendar?
Mhm.
Okay. So how is it feeling by putting some of these things more deliberately in your calendar?
I guess like kind of to see more time. Like just to see like what time I have and stuff.
Perfect. Excellent, Campbell. Does that feel good?
I guess I didn't realize how much I had.
Yeah. Okay. How about you, Brandon? How's that feeling? Proactive.
Feels pretty good.
Good. What kind of things have you added, Brandon, to get you more focused on things you want to accomplish? Bless you.
Sorry.
What was that?
What have you added to your calendar that maybe you hadn't added before now, thinking about your goals?
Just maybe setting aside a specific time that I'm going to do things. That,
Any specific action that you have in there that you want to share with us?
just for the business, I was going to brainstorm and find the pros and cons of all the ideas that I had.
Excellent. Well done. Okay, Sean, how about you? What have you added in your schedule?
Focus on school. I've
Is there any one
thinking.
class you're focusing more on?
What?
Is there any one class you're focusing more on?
Math, definitely math.
Math. Okay. Excellent. How will that feel when your math is better accomplished?
Less to worry about.
Yeah. That's a good feeling, right? Okay. So hang on to those things. Sometimes we need to hang on how good it's going to feel versus how bad it's going to feel. You know, Brandon, you can easily focus on how bad it's going to feel if you don't have any money or a car to drive, or Sean, you may focus on how it's going to feel if your math isn't where you want it to be, right? Or you can focus on how good it'll feel when you're driving around that car, your math's completed, okay? So think about how it's going to feel and hang on to that. Okay? All right. So, if you haven't read it, read that chapter, The Consistent Motivation. The next thing is, finish out your weekly planning today, and then do it on Friday or Saturday for next week. So we'll follow up on that on Tuesday to see how your weekly planning is going. Now, tell me, who's been watching some of these movies I've been suggesting? Which ones have you watched?
I've watched Apollo 13, The Soul Surfer, The Freedom Riders, and that's all I've watched actually.
Cool. Which has been your favorite?
I think The Freedom Riders.
Freedom Riders? Cool. Excellent. How about Brandon and Sean? What movies have you watched?
Soul Surfer, Pursuit of Happiness, The Rookie, and I think I was gonna watch Invictus tonight.
Oh, I love Invictus. That's one of my favorite. Cool. And which one's been your favorite?
I liked The Rookie and Pursuit of Happiness.
Cool. Excellent. How about you, Sean?
I'm watching the same ones he has, actually. Enjoyed Soul Surfer. Enjoyed The Rookie. Let's see. Sorry, my brothers are making noise. I'm trying to focus.
That's okay. Perfect. Okay, so look at that list. Let me see here real quick if I have any other suggestions. I'll email you if I have any other suggestions for movies. But keep watching a movie a week because it really is fun. It keeps positive things going on in your head, okay? All right. Do any of you have any questions for me?
Nope.
I don't think so.
Okay. All right. We'll work on this daily planning. Find a book or a blog or something like that has to do with one of your goals, and try to add that into your day, about 10-15 minutes, okay, and see what happens. Find a really cool book on young entrepreneurs, Brandon, or even there might be someone that has a blog.
Okay.
And have some fun with that this week, okay?
Sounds good.
All right, perfect. Let me know if I can do anything for you, okay?
Okay.
All right, have a great week. Thanks, gentlemen.